Most folks in suburban America wake up to the buzz of an alarm clock or the smell of fresh coffee brewing. Me? I woke up to the rumble of a massive Ford Expedition carving fresh ruts into my front yard like it was Susan Reynolds' private off-road trail. Yeah, that's Susan, the HOA president who treated rules like her personal playbook and everyone else's property like her playground. I live on Maplewood Drive in a quiet neighborhood outside Dallas, Texas. You know the type: picket fences, barbecues on weekends, and folks who wave as they jog by. My yard was my sanctuary. I'd spent years seeding, fertilizing, and mowing it into perfect stripes like a golf course fairway. It wasn't flashy, but it was mine. That all changed one crisp April morning after a spring shower. The ground was soft, and there they were, two deep tire tracks slashing across the grass like ugly scars. At first, I brushed it off. Maybe a UPS driver took a wrong turn, or some kid was showing off his new truck. But the next day, same thing, fresher tracks, mud splattered on the sidewalk. By the end of the week, it was a daily ritual. I'd peek out the window at dawn, heart sinking as I saw the damage. This wasn't random. It was clockwork, hitting between 7:15 and 7:30 a.m. every morning. Who does that? Who wakes up and decides to trash their neighbor's lawn on the way to work? Our HOA is supposed to keep things neat. Fines for overgrown weeds, warnings for holiday lights left up too long. Susan Reynolds ran it like a dictatorship. She'd fine me once for my trash, being out 5 minutes past pickup. Now, someone was vandalizing my pride and joy, and I had a hunch it was from inside the community. I casually asked a couple of neighbors while walking my dog, "Seen any weird tire marks?" They shrugged, avoided eye contact, and changed the subject. That told me everything. They knew, but nobody wanted to cross Susan. The grass turned from lush green to muddy brown trenches. Anger built up like a storm. I couldn't just sit there. Work kept me from staking out every morning, so I bought a cheap motion-activated camera online, $40, easy install by the mailbox. That night, I sat on the porch, staring at the blinking red light, feeling like I was finally fighting back. The next morning, I checked the app. Shadows, passing cars, then bam, a shiny Ford Expedition 2024 rolls in, headlights glaring. Behind the wheel, Susan Reynolds, sunglasses perched, smirking as she plowed through my yard like it was nothing. My blood boiled. The HOA boss, the one preaching property values, was the culprit. I rewound it a dozen times, her grin mocking me. Hypocrite didn't even cover it. I gathered more footage over the week. Monday, 7:22 a.m., phone in hand, laughing. Tuesday, 7:18 a.m., coffee cup raised like a toast. By Friday, I had a playlist of her daily assaults. She wasn't hiding, she was flaunting it. Susan controlled the board president for 4 terms, friends with half the street, feared by the other half. Going to the cops? They'd call it a civil issue. The board? They'd back her. That night, staring at the videos, I muttered, "Okay, Susan, you started this. Now it's my move." Anger turned to resolve. This wasn't about grass anymore. It was about respect. I tried the civil route first. At the monthly HOA barbecue, I cornered her with a plate of ribs in hand. "Susan, got a sec?" About my yard tire damage every morning. She flashed that fake smile, pearls gleaming. "Oh, Mike, it's just dirt. It'll grow back." I mentioned the footage. Her eyes narrowed. Must be a mistake. The camera's glitch. And as president, I patrol the neighborhood. If you push this, it'll only hurt you. Threat? Absolutely. I walked away fuming, but I didn't snap. She ramped it up, drove slower, waved at my window one morning. Then the citations started. Lawn maintenance failure from her damage. Unauthorized garden decor from my old bird feeder. Trash bin visibility violation after 20 minutes. Fines piled up. $50, $100, $150. Neighbors whispered, but stayed silent. It was infuriating her, using the HOA as a weapon while destroying my property. At the next meeting, I presented the videos. Gasps, then Susan stood. Fabricated. Mike's bitter about fines. This is harassment. She played victim. The room bought it. I left humiliated, her whisper in my ear, "You won't win, Mike." That broke something. Susan's arrogance was her Achilles heel. She thought she was above it all. Time to flip the script legally. I dove into research, city codes, HOA bylaws, and online forums. No traps or hazards, but I could landscape my own yard. I sketched a plan. Heavy planters along the rutted path, low shrubs, gravel strip. Not a fence HOA-proof but awkward for an SUV. It'd look like beautification, but force her to deter publicly. I called the city planner, got emails confirming reasonable use. Hired a landscaper for tasteful terracotta pots with vibrant perennials and boxwoods. Receipts filed. I tipped off 2 neighbors, Linda Hayes, a no-nonsense retiree sick of Susan, and Carlos Ramirez, a dad who loved drama. Phone's ready tomorrow, they said. Wednesday morning, the crew arrived early. By noon, the arc of planters transformed the spot classy, not spiteful. I mowed the rest, heart pounding. At 4:45 p.m., the app pinged. Susan's expedition approached. She slowed, confused and annoyed. Tried squeezing through bumper, clipped a pot. Soil spilled, gravel crunched. She cursed, backed up awkwardly. Neighbors emerged. Linda filming, Carlos streaming. Old Mr. Johnson shook his head from his porch. Susan stormed out, heels sinking. "What is this, Mike?" "Yard improvement," I said, handing her the landscaper's card. "Looks great, right? All legal." She threatened fines, but with witnesses and phones up, her bluster fell flat. She retreated, no wave, just defeat. The videos went viral in our community Facebook group. Captions like, "HOA boss meets her match." Laughter spread. At the emergency meeting Susan called, she ranted about hazards. Linda spoke. "Those planters are lovely, Ann, after your shortcut habit. Mike's a hero." Carlos played the clip. The room erupted in chuckles. The board backed off. Susan's allies wavered. She sent more absurd citations, excessive plant pollen, gravel noise pollution. I framed them. Her power Crumbledno, renomination for president. She avoided my street, head low. But she sued in small claims, harassment, defamation. I showed up with an evidence stack. The judge laughed at her claims, dismissed the case, and ordered her to pay costs. Outside, her face crimson, the final nail. My yard healed, greener than ever. Planters bloomed. Neighbors nodded respect. Legend, Mike. Peace, ridden no more ruts. Just mornings with coffee and birds. Susan? Ordinarily. Now, her expedition is gathering dust. I'd won without shouting, just smarts and patience. What do you think? Was I justified? Or should I have let go? Share your take in the comments, stand your ground, or spill your own HOA horror stories. Let's hear your views.